Can you guys explain what restorative justice is? Because I didn't know what that meant until we did this project.
Oh boy, can we?
I think we've gotten pretty good at it.
So
let's see.
I mean, I think that just to kind of set the table a little bit, we basically received a grant from a program to do a documentary, and we were kind of, I think that we as a group, and I'm pretty sure that we've done some KOL episodes on, criminal justice reform, and I think that this is a topic that a lot of people in America are interested in, and it's something that's in need of solutions, and so I think we found this program, this philosophy called restorative justice, and we decided, okay, that's the thing that we should make. We should make this a documentary on. And Sam just sort of really dove into research, so I think he's a way better person to talk about what it's about.
Yeah, well, restorative justice is this really cool new kind of justice system that we found, and we're all about personal responsibility and at Free the People, and we love these different ways in which communities can come together to solve problems where you don't need the government involved. And restorative justice was this perfect example of that, where it's not a top-down solution. You don't need a court. You basically just need a community that wants to get involved in helping victims and offenders solve problems and talk to each other and get through different issues. And it costs almost no money. And it brings together community members, and it really shows how everyone in the community is involved in the justice system. It's not something that you're kind of, it affects everybody, basically.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing with it too is that basically, in order for someone who's committed a crime to even go into this program, they need to take responsibility for the crime that they did. So if you're trying to get out of it, you can't go into it, because you have to basically own up and say, okay, yeah, I did that thing.
And it actually takes much more work than the typical justice system, because you have to own your crime, and then you have to confront your victim, and then you have to be accountable to the entire community, and then you have a whole list and contract of different things that you have to complete by a certain amount of time. So It's actually much harder than just going to jail.
But isn't it true that in the places that have done restorative justice, there's lower rates of recidivism, right? Folks returning to jail. Right. There's more trust in law enforcement. Yeah. There's a lot of really positive results that don't exist with our current justice system. And it's not right for every crime, but it seems like it's been very successful with many crimes.
Yeah, so we profiled this town of Longmont in Colorado for this documentary. And they have, we spoke to a number of people with different programs across the country, and sort of Longmont's seems to be they've been around for, I think, 20 years, 10 years. 10 years?
The restorative justice program. Something like that. Since 2000s, early 2000s.
So
20 years. 20 years. So they have a history. So they also have all the data to back up all the work that they're doing. But what's interesting about them, and what I think that they contribute a lot of their success with, is the fact that it's a partnership between law enforcement and the community. So, it can't work. One can't really function without the other, and it requires a buy-in from both. But I mean, this was a really exciting opportunity for us, because I think that we kind of got to flex muscles that we hadn't used before, and that this program is not, it's not a partisan thing, and the people in it were not people. I mean, they weren't people that we knew before, and if you look at a lot of the work that we've produced it with, generally with people that we've known and had experiences with it. And we went and kind of airdropped into Longmont, and
we had no connection, and it was just a series of different relationships, and we were referred to different people, and they referred us to people in this tiny town we had never heard of, and then we got to know, I feel like a lot of people in this town, and they really embraced us, and wasn't a world we're familiar with, because I think what they do really well, like you said, it's completely transpartisan, which is something that we really want to do here. We want to come up with solutions that everyone's on board with, because that's kind of what we do in life. And everyone in the restorative justice program, they're more progressive, more on the left the lefty side of the spectrum, and then
wasn't
everyone
even
in the police
about
department
politics.
were conservatives. So
I mean, and that was but it wasn't about politics. Like none of them. There was never really that wasn't the frame for any of this stuff.
Nothing was political.
It was almost. It was. I mean, I think that the chief there, Mike Butler, put it.
Chief.
Yeah, he put it nicely and said. What was it? What was his line? Was the two greatest human tools are for forgiveness and
apology and forgiveness.
Yeah, which is it's a fantastic little.
Yeah, it really it really brings us back to basics, I think, and that's what restorative justice is all about. It's what was used. It's what Native American tribes used. It's what was used in the Old Testament. It's like these ways of like, as a community, you come together and you just figure it out. You.
Right. Because you can't. I mean, and the problem is that or the thing that restorative justice does well, and what we kind of learned a lot about was the fact that it's about rather than you're not trying to ostracize someone and kick them out because then you create more problems, right. And instead it's about okay, you did a bad thing, you have to make that right. But then moving forward,
right? But this shouldn't destroy the whole rest of your life.
And that's the point. It's how can you?
Quote from the film that was like the worst decision you've ever made shouldn't define you for the rest of your life.